Did you know that a major part of our DNA is actually of viral origin? Well, thousands of years ago, retroviruses infected the gametes, so egg and sperm cells of our primate ancestors. And these viruses are neat because using special viral enzymes, they can incorporate their genetic material into the DNA of the infected cell, as you can see here. And this process is called endogenization. So when they endogenized into the gametes, they became a permanent part of the human lineage because they could now be passed on from the parents to the offspring. So a typical ERV-K sequence within our DNA looks something like this. So it has 4 of its ERV-K genes in the middle, which are flanked by special regions of DNA called promoters. And a promoter is then a region of DNA where specific transcription factors, which are essentially proteins, that bind, and this binding determines whether these downstream genes will be expressed or not. So unfortunately, the transcriptional regulation of ERV-K is not very well known. But what I have found during my honors studies is that the promoter contains binding sites for transcription factors which are upregulated during neuroinflammation. Now, inflammation is the hallmark of ALS and leads to upregulation of 2 key transcription factors. One of them is nuclear factor kappa B, or NF-kappa B, and the other is IRF1, or interferon regulatory factor 1. So binding of these proteins to the ERV-K promoter might be responsible for inducing this endogenous retrovirus in the cells of the brain in ALS. So what we have found is that this is in fact true, at least in cell line models. As you can see here, the predicted binding sites. So these transcription factors can bind and then activate ERV-K in the ALS brain. And what's really interesting is that binding of both the transcription factors may be required for this to happen. So when the highest reactivation of ERV-K is seen when NF-kappa B and IRF1 are present at high levels simultaneously inside cells. This suggests that they work together to induce ERV-K in the ALS brain. This has major implications for ALS because when ERV-K is reactivated in neurons, because they don't normally express ERV-K, our immune system will try to kill the neurons because it's responding to a typical viral infection. And this can lead to neuronal loss in ALS. So controlling ERV-K expression might be a better way to manage this disease, which will give hope to thousands of Canadians currently living with ALS, but without any cure. Thank you.